It's a Lou Bloom mini bun. This joke only really makes sense once you've seen the movie Nightcrawler, which is amazing. It is an incredible film. This little thing, this little mini bun, is a quirk of the character Lou Bloom. He's always frantically putting his slightly longish hair into this little mini bun that like the rest of his hair hangs down. It's just something I think is really funny. But this looks kind of ridiculous, so let's take it out. Nightcrawler was my first film of the Toronto International Film Festival 2014, and it's a bit concerning because I'm afraid that no other film is going to live up to it. I loved this movie from beginning to end. It's just completely draws you in. The character, Lou Bloom, Jake Gyllenhaal, he's a great actor. He's amazing in everything. Donnie Darko is one of my favorite movies still, and that's still probably my most cherished Jake Gyllenhaal performance. But this is another thing. He is so amazing in this movie. This character is someone that is gonna be, I feel like, a legendary movie character. He's just so distinct, so creepy, but still so likable. He's like, I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal, he is very skinny and like gaunt in this film. He lost a lot of weight for it, but he's still like the sexiest creepy guy that has ever graced a movie screen. And this movie is really mostly just him. So he's carrying this whole thing on himself, on this character that he's created that is just such an amazing, interesting character. Like, I could just go on and on about Lou Bloom. I want to like write an essay about him. He's so dedicated and devoted, and he has all of these ideas about the way the world works and about, you know, his goals in life and his mottos. If you want to win the lottery, you got to have the money to buy a ticket. And so many things, like so many lines that just like stand out in this film already. Like the dialogue is just impeccable. It's a dark film, but it's so funny. Like, I think I was the one laughing the most in my theater, but I was laughing a lot. Like, it's so clever and funny. The film is written and directed by Dan Gilroy. He has previously done work on like the Bourne series, but this seems like really his project that he's been working on. It's a completely original screenplay. It's not based off of anything. And that's a cool reminder that, like, original screenplays are being written for the screen. The screenplay is so original, but it still feels like a bit of a throwback to other movies at the same time, but it still feels so fresh and new, and it's kind of like this, this career that I never knew much about or never even thought much about, but the really gritty details of what it means to be a TV, someone who films crime scenes for television, which is what Lou Bloom does. So it starts off with him not really having a job. He's clearly trying to find somewhere to work, and he doesn't really seem to have that much going for him, but he is very just an interested person. Like, he himself is so curious and interested in different things, and towards the beginning of the film, he stumbles upon a car accident scene, and he gets out of his car and goes to see what's going on, and he sees the TV people with cameras recording this, and overhears them on the phone trying to sell the footage that they just shot of this scene of the accident. And I guess it just flickers this idea in him that that's something that he could do, that's something that he could become good at, that's something he may have a penchant for, and he kind of, you know, asks this guy questions and stuff, and eventually gets involved in getting his own business started up. He gets a shitty little camera, he starts filming crime scenes and accident scenes where he's totally not allowed to be, and it just evolves into this thing. It's a relationship with the television station and the news people. And it sounds so basic, but this character and the suspense of just how far deep he gets himself into these situations and to these crimes and criminals and stuff, it's so amazing. It's so, like, just this character, how he deals with all of this, how he's so compassionless and so has completely no morals, does not level with other people in any remote way that's close to normal. He's so just in himself and has knows what he wants to do and does it. He just does what he wants to do, and that's all the motivation of this character. And it's such an amazing performance by Jake Gyllenhaal. I cannot state that enough. But it's not even just the performance, it's the whole theme of the movie. It's the whole message of this film. Just how everyone in this like news station and stuff, it just people just don't have morals when it comes to that. It's so corrupt when they're showing this very personal footage of people being shot, people getting into car accidents on the news. And it's something that's like a moral dilemma in everyday life that people talk about. Like, what is the line between media and like privacy? Like, what do the people have the right to know? What is the news and like news stations and newspapers and journalists, what are they embellishing? You see that a lot in this film. It's like, this is what happened, but no, we have to spin it this way because that's the story and that's what people are attracted to. And it's just such an interesting, the way this film does it. It's not that new to discuss privacy versus public and media and all that stuff. It's not like a new thing, but the way the film does it, it's just so interesting, and it's all through this character of Lou Bloom. He's just someone who's so completely desensitized, who just completely does not care about anybody but himself, and it doesn't even faze him to see a dead person, a dead body. It doesn't even, and that's something that says, it kind of speaks to us and people and how we've evolved into these people who, shitty things happen in the world all the time and we're not that concerned anymore. It's like, oh, 2 people died in a car accident. Oh well, no one cares that much. That, like, I mean, you're sad, but like the impact of it, like to see it and the way that this film deals with it, it's a completely compelling. It's so compelling. It's so good. I want to say I think it's a perfect film. The only thing in this whole film that bothered me was the score, and that's such a minor complaint, but the score was kind of bad and a little bit distracting, and I just kept thinking like, ugh, I know composers who could have done a better job. Like, this movie isn't Drive. It's not like Drive at all, except maybe tonally. But Cliff Martinez, if he had scored Nightcrawler, that would have been just change sub in the score with something by Cliff Martinez or anyone more capable, and it would have been literally a perfect film. The performances, it's really just Jake Gyllenhaal's show. There's a few other minor characters, but for the most part, it's just him. He is just. Please give him the Oscar for this movie. It's definitely the best performance that I've seen the whole year, and just such a great screenplay, such amazing dialogue, and so many issues that this film deals with in a very subtle way that says a lot about us and a lot about society. So it's meaningful, and and this character, he's gonna go down in history, I swear. Like, mark my words, I think that Lou Bloom is just gonna be one of these iconic kind of movie characters. I mean, I'll be very sad if this movie kind of slides under a radar and no one thinks much of it, even though I and everyone in the theater I was with thought it was completely incredible. I love this movie. I feel like it's my favorite movie I've seen all year. This year has completely underwhelmed me, and I feel so excited now, and this is my beginning of TIFF, so I'm just like, bring on the films now, because I've already seen such an incredible one. If the other films in this festival are anywhere near as good, it's going to be a good one, and if not, at least I've seen Nightcrawler, and I've seen at least one amazing film this festival. I'm giving Nightcrawler an A+, and I'm Adriana. This is Fresh from the Theater. Thank you so much for watching. We have tons and tons of TIFF coverage on the website. All of my writers are at TIFF. They're all watching movies and writing about them for you, and I'm there too, also writing about them for you, but also doing these videos. I hope you enjoy them, but go to freshfromthetheater.com for the full experience. We have we're covering so much ground at TIFF this year, and I'm so excited about it, and we will let you know what movies to watch. And if you can snag tickets to Nightcrawler for its next 2 screenings this festival, please do it. If you can, it comes out in October, so it's not like too long of a wait, but I think it's a great film to have in your festival lineup, and I am just so excited for it, and I think it's going to be huge come Oscar time. So thank you so much for watching. I am so excited. I'm going to have to go calm down somewhere, and yeah, that's it. Thank you.